All right, it's time to get into it. It was the game of the week, America's game of the week. It was incredible. Your Buffalo Bills scored the huge victory at home against the Kansas City Chiefs. They take down Kansas City 28-21.
I mean, absolutely great game by the Buffalo Bills. That was Bills football. That was Bills branded football. That was Josh Allen at his finest. That was the O-line at its finest. That was the home team crowd at its finest. The Bills looked like a well-oiled machine. Their defense comes out of nowhere with backups all over the place. Rookies out there for their second ever game playing absolute balls to the wall football. The Bills are back. The Bills are back. Out of that bye, they are coming out with some fire. I think having Harrison out there on the edge at DB is a key to success. Xavier Worthy could not outrun him, which is exactly what the Bills needed. Someone to cover that speed down the field and then let all of our fast linebackers kind of do all the underneath stuff. But right now, the Bills have cemented themselves as the top team in the AFC until further notice. They are the top team in the AFC until further notice. I don't care what anyone says. When Josh Allen is playing that good, Shakir plays that well, and Dalton Kincaid, is he getting enough shine as a tight end in this league? I don't think enough people are talking about him, but Dalton Kincaid is a beast, and he's a quiet beast too. He doesn't need to be flashy about it. He just does his job, goes back in the huddle, does it again. But another phenomenal game as well by James Cook. And you know what? Bravo, Joe Brady, for figuring out a better rhythm and flow for the offense because they were dialed in. Now, I will say as a Bills fan, I think we can all agree on this. I was very worried when we missed that field goal and we had about 35 seconds left for Patty Mahomes to go down there. Even though it was no timeouts, we've seen this story once or twice or 300 times in our lifetime. So the heart was pumping. I thought for sure when he released that Hail Mary at the end that it was going to be some sort of pass interference, tip ball situation. Bills go to overtime, lose on the first possession, yada, yada, yada. We've seen it. We've been there. I was worried. We need to polish that stuff up. I feel like McDermott just isn't good in those scenarios and leaves it up to chance too much. Until we can figure that out so we're not even putting ourselves in those scenarios, the Bills, that's their last hurdle that they have to overcome to win a championship.
Yeah, this was a huge win for the Bills, huge for morale. I think the regular season Bills in recent years, when playing Kansas City, might be one of the best teams I've ever seen. They're absolutely dominant. I think they've won 4 straight regular season meetings against the Chiefs. And James Cook is having a monster season. It's not getting enough shine. This guy's averaging over 108 yards a game. We talked about the Bills are putting a lot on Josh Allen, not necessarily giving him prime receivers, asking him to do so much. If he has a guaranteed 100-yard rusher with him, that takes a ton of pressure off him, keeps opposing defenses on their heels. I mean, you got Josh Allen. He can beat you both ways. You got James Cook, who can just run that football. The offense coming into its own. And Patrick Mahomes was absolutely terrible. 15 of 34 is an unthinkable stat line for this guy. We've seen it before when he doesn't have faith in his offensive line. We saw it in the Super Bowl against Tampa. We saw it in the Super Bowl last year against Philly. This guy not only doesn't play well, he loses his freaking mind when he doesn't trust his offensive line. It's like those older quarterbacks. Some people say it a little bit with Aaron Rodgers. People said it with Tom Brady at the end. It's like so clear they don't want to get hit that they're uncomfortable. Mahomes is 30 years old, and he is just terrified of his offensive line. People always like to say, oh, it's not his fault, it's the line's fault. You got to figure it out because Patrick Mahomes, he's a dual threat. He's one of the best we've ever seen. I mean, he crumbles when the O-line isn't there. If he doesn't have faith in the O-line, the Chiefs could go packing early this season.
Well, if you notice, too, the refs weren't calling late hits every time the Bills touched Mahomes, which was a big factor of the game because the Bills were laying it on Mahomes and hitting him hard many times. I also love to see in the end zone when Cole Bishop's absolutely gave Travis Kelce a rib shot right before halftime, and Kelce came up slow. He is feeling that today. So Cole Bishop, possibly the MVP of the game that no one's talking about, played out of his freaking socks, man.
Hell of a game for Bishop.